Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. Say hi to Magic Maree, my co-host. Thank you, Maree, for being here. I am so excited.
Oh, thanks, Elisa. I love these shows and everyone that's on them, and Jasper does too, and he's a bit excited today with what we're talking about.
Jazzy.
So, hello, everyone from Jazzy. Big love.
Big love. Yes, big love. And thank you for the people that support us every day.
Yeah.
Every time they're here. We're so grateful for you guys. You're just amazing. So I just wanted to give you a shout out to, of course, Dennis and the Andromedan and everybody else that joins. And I can't see right now, but I love you guys. And Wolf Love,
Wolf
of
love.
course, I love you.
Yeah.
So
So,
I wanted to I hate starting when there's not a lot of people because then they miss the meditation.
we can leave that for a little bit if you like. It's up to you.
Yeah, so talk about the card that you pulled.
Yes. Okay. So this morning I always tune in to whatever we're going to be doing and sharing. And so I tuned in to my higher self, or my divine essence, and to Lemuria. And I got told to pull an animal magic card before we started, which I don't often do. I'll usually just run the energy. And it was really interesting because the card that came out was so perfect. It was our beautiful dolphin. Now, I don't know how many of you know what the role of the dolphin is on our earth, but the dolphin actually helps with our beautiful grid lines. So the frequency the dolphin puts out actually helps to transmute any schisms. It helps to for the energetic increases as they come through to flow through the earth. And the whales are the same. They work slightly differently, but the frequency of the dolphin is huge. So, and I want to read you because I got directed to the little book that comes with this, my beautiful animal magic book, and I got told to read some of it. And the bit that stood out, because today, of course, we're talking about Lemuria. Last time it was about Atlantis. And it says here, the dolphin unites Lemurian aspects of consciousness with Atlantean aspects of
That's
technology.
crazy.
It's crazy, right? And then at the back, I also got to look on here. So, so the dolphin awakens a natural clairaudient, which is the ability to hear, frequency, and ability to channel and absorb universal energies and secret and sacred information of crystals, the global grid matrix, which is our beautiful etheric grid lines, cosmic dimensions, and the light Christ body. And this allows you to break down limitations within your physical reality and see beyond into other worlds, dimensions, and realities. And so I just felt, with everything we've been talking about creating our own reality, being connected into our beautiful elemental realm, all of those things, the dolphin really depicts that beautifully. So there's some dolphin magic coming through today for us. So I was really rapt to see that card come through. So
Amazing.
I know
Amazing.
the
Love.
universe really conspires to help us and to bring everything together for more awareness, more knowledge, more wisdom, more joy. Dolphin also is about joy and fun. So, and that's something I think we forget about sometimes, is
Big
playing.
time.
Yeah, so playing is really important. So that was dolphin.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, so I think we can start now with the meditation or
Okay.
what you wanted to do.
So the other hit I got as well, because I do like to run some energy and have everyone just tune in. So we're in a beautiful balanced place. And at the moment, with all of this amazing frequency coming onto the earth, a lot of people have been coming to me, and they're quite clogged up in their etheric field as we're releasing. So you can start getting some symptoms. You may start getting, whether it's heart palpitations or dizziness. A lot of people have been saying they're being dizzy, or feeling really tired. And this is because we need to keep our electromagnetic or our auric field clear to allow this new frequency in, so we can become more crystalline. All right. So this is what's been happening. So I got the hit today. We'll do our beautiful white light meditation, but then we're going to actually, I'm going to go through a decree. So there's about 10 sentences I'm going to say. It's actually going to help create an alchemical change within you at a deep subatomic level. So just sit and just be present and be open to receiving. So, okay, so we're going to as usual, we're going to make sure that we've got ourselves comfortable. If you're sitting, put your feet flat on the ground. Just relax your body. I want you to just close your eyes. Take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, just let yourself drop into that beautiful body of yours. With the next breath in. And as you breathe out, take your awareness this time all the way down to just below your feet. And we're going to see, sense, or feel white light moving up from that Earth Star chakra. And as this white light becomes stronger, you feel it radiating through your whole body and being, out into your auric field, out into your energy field, releasing any of those cords and hooks that you don't need anymore. It's uplifting your vibration. Feel love and light wash throughout your body and consciousness. And then listen to these words and allow them to bring through an alchemical change within you. I am formed by the elements of nature. I am made from the divine essence of the God, Goddess. I am a spiritual force of consciousness, identity, and power. I am balance. I am the polarity force of the black and white rays. I am receptive to the universe. I am transference. I am healed through the power of alchemy. I am resurrected. I am that I am. Allow these beautiful words to wash through you. And as you do so, ask to be connected in to the realm of Lemuria. And ask for the aspects within you that are Lemurian to come through for your awareness, for your healing, and for the magic. And so it is. And as you slowly bring yourself back into your body, take a breath and open your eyes back in the here and now. Okay, so how we all back? And that really does help us to release anything that just doesn't serve us anymore, so that we're open and receptive to this beautiful frequency.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
We don't do this often enough, do we? It's just so simple and it's so powerful. I can still feel that frequency running through. And Jasper's actually sending out lots of light. Like there's so much light, and the gold that's coming through, which is that Christ consciousness energy, which we are becoming more and more of.
Yeah. Wow.
How are you after that, Elisa?
Ooh, very good. So I have a map that I found from, I was watching a video about Lemuria, because I am not well versed with Lemuria. I know a little bit, but not much.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of the map. I don't know if you can see it really well, but here's the, let's see, here's the US here, and South America. And then, of course, see, I can't really see the map here, but I know it's supposed to be part of India.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's all the red parts there.
Yep. And it's interesting that you brought this up, because I found a map from what they're calling Tartarian times. And I was trying to send it to you. It was actually a little video of this map, and a lot of places were joined together. And I've always seen this. Remember, I've always said to you, I see it as much bigger continents. Like, it's not what we have at the moment. So you know, even joining up a lot of these would make sense too. So
it does. And I was looking at this map, and it's just incredible how it makes sense now, the way it looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know in Australia, because I'm from Western Australia, which is so different to the East Coast over here. It's like different worlds. It really is different weather systems, everything.
Yes.
And I remember when I went to South Africa, we were just driving from the airport, Joburg, to go up to the top. And I was going, I could be back in WA. This is just exactly the same as Western Australia. And the same with Portugal when I was there. And so I was going, it feels like this was all joined together at one point. That's how it felt to me.
Yes, and that's, if you look at this map, you can see it. Australia is right here.
Yep. Yeah.
So right in the middle of it, literally.
Yeah. So you can see how it could have been joined with Portugal and South Africa as well at some point.
Yep.
So because it just made so much sense to me, and that, you know, yeah. So the images I get are very much things are joined back from that time.
Yeah, yeah, and so I remember when I was watching the video, there was a lot of information there that I was not aware of. First of all, that, like you said, it was the cradle of humankind, but the original, according to this video, where we are going to ask these questions, like the original people were dark-skinned people, like Indian, like from India, like that kind of skin color.
Yeah.
But the history as it goes, it was really interesting. And I'll probably post this video because it's super interesting about the history. Because Lemuria, all along, I'm like, oh, it's Atlantis, is a beautiful place, and it wasn't at all. It was all very much like so at first it was kind of like a utopia, okay?
Yes,
at
correct.
First. But then what happened was people started killing themselves because they were bored. And what they did is they came in, I guess ETs came in, I don't know who came in, and implanted, like changed the genetics so that they would have interest in material things. So people started having interest in material things to the point where it was bad. It completely turned the other way. They also said that that's where the chanting mantras, the chanting, that came from there, because they were starting to do witchcraft for the good and the bad. Because of the mantras that they were saying, they started using voice to control reality. And now that's where the you know how they show you Indians controlling like the cobras?
Yep.
That's what it is. They're using the chants and the mantras from Lemuria. That's been passed down all the way from Lemuria.
You know, it's interesting because India apparently was a large area that where Lemuria was as well, from what I understand.
Yes.
That was a really large aspect of it. So, but you're correct, because my understanding, my knowing is that as the Earth was forming, it was very gaseous and it was being created. So there was a lot of Pleiadian energy. So they would come and go as they wanted because it was very open. So there was these beautiful portals. They would just come in and out. So they didn't have to take a human form. But then they wanted to start experiencing Earth more in physical form. And this is when the elemental beings were forming. And then, of course, it became more and more physical. So there was, trees, and the crystals actually started to form on Earth through this light. Everything began to form. And then, like you're saying, something had to have happened. I know that Atlantis began to get formed, but we could be talking, it could be millions of years.
Yeah.
So even before the dark skinned people, I believe, that there was like 5 base races from what I
I think it was
understand. Seven?
maybe
I was 7.
7.
But they would have been even later than I feel other beings that were on Earth. Because when I was in New Zealand, I kept seeing these very tall, almost etheric beings with this sort of reddish coloured hair. It was so bizarre.
Oh, those could be the giants.
Well, they were really big. So, yeah, but they were actually, they felt a lot lighter than what our density is. And they apparently disappeared. And I know that the Waihata were also another race in New Zealand that became more ethereal. So I feel that this change happened maybe over time.
Yes. So Lemuria was, it was, I feel like it lasted much longer than Atlantis did.
Yes.
So what they said is they had dark skin, small eyes, very far apart, so that they could see to the side, almost like a chameleon.
Yeah. Okay.
And then a third eye in the back of the head, longer
Wow.
arms and legs, and lived to over 2,000 years old. And then at the beginning, they were hermaphrodites. They were both men and women, one single
Being.
Gender.
Yeah.
And also they were like the giants, also lived there
Yes.
as well. So those are all things that I wanted to ask about. But I did want to find out from you, what experience have you had in meditations or any visions?
Yeah. I guess I've sort of been more connected to the earlier on Lemuria.
When the good stuff was happening.
Well, where we were creating, because I really feel we've all had an aspect in creating this earth. We have a lot of Pleiadian energy and genetics within us as well. That's usually our baseline. So it's really interesting, I haven't delved more into that, that aspect of it. I have heard, though, I've read, and it felt right to me, how we were one. We were almost what's the word, androgynous. But we could, and then we split into two. And this is where a lot of the time people talk about twin flames as well. However, I feel it was before that, in the real energetic sense. But that's another aspect I have heard of that could have been very much that part of Lemuria going into Atlantis because of the technology and wanting to experience separation. So that's all I know. So which is good, because this is all new to me. So which is great, because it means then I can just use the cards and the intuition and whatever comes through to see if that's actually the truth, I guess, that it's come through like that.
Yeah, exactly. So I posted the video there on the chat to see if people want to watch it. It's there.
Yeah. And it's great. I'm just having a quick look at some of the messages in the chat, and it's great. If you've had an experience with Lemuria, pop it in there, because it'd be really, really cool to sort of see what aspects of ourselves we're remembering from then. So yeah. So what's your first question? How do we want to put it, Elisa?
Well, first of all, let's ask if it really was the land of the giants, of the gods like Zeus.
Okay. What? Ooh. Okay. It's interesting. Something's just coming to me as I'm pulling these cards as well. Yeah. There were very different aspects. And so the different aspects broke off into other realms of experience. So like the dolphin energy, that dolphin's still here today in our existence. And I know there was mer people. I know there was, because I've seen that. But then, like you said, this is a whole nother realm. But as to the question, if they were larger beings and had different, powers and were giants or whatever, the first card that's come up is strength. So also too, there's a Syrian energy as well with this, because of the lion. The feeling of Syrian came through, and jaspers are green. So there was actually a Syrian aspect to these beings as well. They're really powerful, but the energy coming from the beautiful feminine figure there is actually quite, it's angelic almost, but it's powerful. is what I'm getting. And then we have the High Priestess. So this is a bit of a mystery card again, but it's the feminine, masculine, creating a balance. So this could have also been an experience that like we were just talking about, with going from being androgynous and splitting through technology into masculine, feminine form. King of Pentacles, master of creation, master of creating reality. So definitely they had the ability to do a lot of creating. So they had the ability to do a lot of creating through that King of Pentacles. And the gold that's there, which is manifestation, there was abundance. So they were bigger, definitely powerful, had different abilities, definitely.
Okay, so
and because things were lighter, okay, this is what's just coming through from Jasper, because things were still lighter then, like it was a very high frequency,
higher dimensional,
they could be bigger. They could actually, have a much larger being and a much larger aspect of energetic, electromagnetic, energetic fields. So that makes sense.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Jazzy.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
He's on fire today. He's excited. He's going, yeah.
Absolutely. So do you think that these giants were like the gods, like the Zeus of the myths, of the legends?
So what they were showing me was what I was getting shown as well with that was, because of that ability to still be very connected to source and to energy, they actually were perceived as gods, or as that transfer and transformation happened, and different beings sort of came into play. Different genetics, as you said, were manipulated, and they were looked at as gods because they still held this really big frequency. So I'm just pulling the cards on that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, spot on. Because we've got a here we go. So we've got a Page of Wands, which to me is bringing a message. It's a spiritual card, but it's bringing a message through and study and learning. And then we had our Ace of Cups. And so this is also around emotions and people's how they perceive things, to give them a feeling of joy or whatever. So that would have maybe made people feel, or other beings, different species, feel like, wow, And then we've got our Six of Wands. So to me, this is a victory card. Something's gone right. So at one point, it might have meshed together really well. So that's how they were perceived. So, and then, of course, things can always go topsy-turvy when energy changes.
So I was watching this video, and I can't remember her name now, but she was saying that the gods, the semi-gods, were actually not ETs, that they were actually almost like considered like in the realm of like angels, as far as like, right? So these were not ETs, right? Coming in and being gods. These were actually beings that were created from source to be.
Yes, and they help create themselves, because remember, we're co-creators. And that's what the image I was getting, what Jasper was showing me, is they were very what we'd call big, but they were so light and such high frequency that it was, and like I said, it looked angelic. Remember I said with that strength card, that beautiful being looked almost angelic. So that's really just confirming that. So
Okay. Wow. So it sounds like this video might have a lot of truth in it. I don't know. He doesn't say where he got his sources.
Yeah, exactly. So who knows how he's got them? I mean, but I feel there's always some distortion or some sort of aspect that may not be completely right. But what it's doing is it's making people ask questions, which is how we then start to get our own information through our channeling, through our trusting our intuition as well. So and I pulled cards on that, and the first one was the World. So this is definitely a much larger look at who we are, where we've come from, our history, which we've had hidden from us. And then, of course, the Three of Swords, because, we have had a lot of lies told to us. There has been a lot of things we don't know that we have to learn. And then we've got our Ten of Pentacles, which is abundance, and it's bringing through wisdom in abundance. So I feel we're going to have more and more of these channelings and whether there's documents around that come out when it's right timing. Yeah, I feel it will come out more.
Yeah. So are these people what they refer to as the seeders?
And it's so
Nada.
interesting. Yeah, thanks, Nadana, because I was actually tuning in this morning as I was connecting in, and I got the word seeders. So this is fascinating. And I've always seen the Pleiadians very much as our original seeders, what we would, if that's what you'd call a seeder. So even anything up to 70% of us can be Pleiadian. And then we have aspects of other realms and other beings within us. And of course, with all the DNA playing around with, they say we've got anything up to 22 different races. We're like this amazing mishmash of incredibility. And I remember when I did my experiment once with the, going into other realms, I got the message from Source that this is an experiment. So Earth is an actual experiment.
Yeah.
So I'll check. I can pull cards on that as well.
Let's see if these were what they consider the seeders.
Oh wow! Yep. So those are the original etheric type beings that were coming in and out of Earth as it was forming with gases and crystal energy and light points. They would have been our original seeders.
Wow! Wow!
Great questions. Love
yes,
it.
Thank you, Nada. Nada is the lady that I did that's right. I haven't posted it. She's the one that's putting together the trip to the Bosnian pyramids in September.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. So I'm going to post that tomorrow. Got too much today. Okay, so let's see. Was it located, as I showed you on that map? What is that where it was? The Pacific/Indian Ocean. Was that where it was located?
Let's have a look. So I'm going to clarify because I'm going to ask as we see it today, those areas, because remember, like I said, I feel the continents are very much more merged. I'll ask as we see it today, is that roughly where those land masses were actually? Okay, that one's hot. Oh, okay. Jazzy's piping in as well. So we've got the High Priestess. So I feel there's still some mystery around where exactly it was, and yes, some of those aspects are true, but I feel there's conflict around that because the Five of Wands has come up. Now this is spiritual, remember, so I feel that there's some conflict around actually where it was, and people don't agree, and because we don't actually know exactly. Now we've got our Knight of Pentacles. Now to me, this is a being that's trustworthy. It's bringing through reality. It can create reality, but it's done slowly. So again, like I said, I feel that information is actually going to come out in time when we're ready for it. But at the moment, there's still, where's my beautiful, beautiful High Priestess card? There's still mystery around it, but some of the aspects definitely, some of the aspects are true that are on that map because the star cards come up. So Jasper's showing me there's some that aren't on there, and then he's showing that some are more dissipated. So they might have been more Atlantean, going into Atlantean times than that Lemurian aspect. That's just, that's what's coming through. What are your thoughts, Elisa?
I think that what the cards mean is that there's that that it's interdimensional, like you have mentioned before.
Yeah, so exactly, and so thanks for bringing that up because as well, just remember that some of those beautiful elemental beings, they were very elemental. These Pleiadians that were coming through, they decided to not go into the realm of the technology and all of those different experiences, and they went instead interdimensionally into a world that stayed much more light and calm, and and where they wanted to experience it still, and which is still here, which is our beautiful inner earth, our elemental dimension that we've been exploring.
Right. Yeah.
So, you're right. You're spot on.
Okay. So there's The cedars, as far as you know, the cedars, who were they? Were specific races that were the cedars?
Yeah, so like I said, I feel Pleiadians were definitely a big aspect of
For
it. I feel
sure.
there's some
But there
Syrian
was,
energy,
uh-huh.
there is Orion energy. And it's interesting because I've got this friend who just loves tattoos. She's like 6 foot, she's beautiful, and she's just virtually tattooed, and yet she's the most beautiful priestess energy you'll ever see. And it was interesting because Alexis, who I do a lot of my study through, she said, oh, she's so Orion. That's really typical of a lot of Orion energy. They tend to love having that tattoos and connection in through their energetic body. So that was interesting. So if you're very, very drawn to tattoos, you might find that you have got quite a large Orion aspect within you.
Do you think, I know that I think Andromedan was saying Arcturians.
Yep. Yep. Now, Arcturians are a little bit different. I've always felt that they're more angelic presence, and
Yeah.
they're more of a, I feel they're more of a support for us than actually being seeders per se.
Yeah, I
So,
agree. I agree.
yeah,
But
okay.
let's throw the cards to see
Yeah.
if we're right or if we're wrong.
Yeah. Oh, that one's hot. I'll take you. Aha. Okay. Yeah, so the first card that came up is the Nine of Swords, which is the worry card. So it's like, I guess when people are asking these sort of questions, it's like, oh, you know, what aspects have we got within us or whatever. However, the next card that came up is the Hanged Man. So it's surrender. So with the Arcturians, I feel that, again, they're not a direct aspect of us
Right.
at all.
Yeah.
And the Three of Wands has come up. So they've just been looking out for us and helping us from that beautiful dimension
Yeah.
of high frequency, and
Yeah.
helping us to set us back on path, and to help us to come into more of our divinity.
Right. Right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That kind of matches what I was thinking or what I felt.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. So the next question is, did it disappear due to actions let me see how you want to do this, but actions of the people, earth changing, so the tilting of the axis, a meteor, or volcanic eruptions? So in the well, I won't tell you what it says on the
No. So
video.
what's the first one? I can just pull a card for each one, maybe, so we
Okay.
can get a picture overall.
The first one is that it disappeared due to the actions of the people. So basically, did it get flooded because the people were being bad?
So, okay, let's have a look. The King of Swords has come up. So this is always about thoughts, about how we speak. And I'm getting Jasper sort of showing a drop in vibration. So yeah, it was, to some extent, I feel there's a real mixture of
That's
events that
exactly
happened.
what happened.
Oh, okay.
According to the video, there was a drop in vibration once they added that materialistic gene in there. Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. So because we were originally meant to have the full 22 strands of DNA, but they dropped it right back. Like, so we're now, you know, trying to build it back up to 12. And this is where our beautiful clairvoyance and our connection to everyone, our telepathy, our heart, coming from heart, we're actually coming back into that space. So that was all stopped. And so that's why that card's come up. So that's really good confirmation.
Yes.
So yeah, what was the next one?
The next one was Earth tilting in its axis.
I feel that, yeah, there's a bit of a, again, there's a hidden mystery with this, because our Four of Swords is something's been hidden. And our Page of Pentacles is something young, something youthful coming through. So it feels that there could have been a shift, and the Magician cards come in. So there could have very well been a shift. Like I always say, heaven to earth with the Magician card, but definitely still mystery around that. But with this Page of Pentacle, it's like starting again. So the Pentacle is creating a reality, and it's a page, so it's something youthful. So yeah, I feel there could have been an aspect as well of the earth shifting, which would have been probably because of the drop in vibration.
Right. Okay. So then, so the next one is a meteor or volcanic eruptions.
Okay.
But then again, all of that could be created because of the same reason, right? The consciousness dropping.
Jasper was just saying that. He was showing me. He was actually showing me that. He said, yeah, because this is what happens when there's chaos because of the shift and the lowering of frequency and the grid lines, energy changing. And he's also reminding me, he's showing me, because the Earth sometimes is called Tara, but I've always seen Tara as like a double Earth, another Earth that was close by. So trying to help to maintain. So beings from Tara came onto the Earth plane to help to keep the vibration high. But it was never going to work. It was almost like it was a divine intervention to help us to go through this experience of actually dropping in frequency and then finding ourselves and coming back out through it. So it's like getting taken back down to level 2 on a video game and then having to find your way out through a different direction. Yeah. So a lot of beings, this is just coming to me. So a lot of beings from Tara that were on Earth were trying to keep this frequency high, to keep Earth so that it could stay connected with this other beautiful planet, soul planet. And they didn't want to actually believe that it was going to happen. So this is where also a lot of pain and a lot of trauma to the soul came in with beings that actually were trying to help Earth. And I know I was one of them because I've actually gone through this with other lifetimes and with meditations, and it was really harsh on souls they felt that was their role and their job, to then see it fail and to stay on Earth and to not go back to Tara. So that's just, one way of looking at it, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, very good. So what was coming to me was like because there was chaos all around, then the Earth, their reality they created is chaos around them. So volcanic eruptions, the Earth tilting, the floods, etc. Yeah. It's just a matching of the energy.
Yes, and as well, remember, we're connected into our global grid matrix, or our beautiful energetic, holographic energetic lines around the Earth. So as that frequency started to drop, of course, we would then drop even further with it, or go into a different space with that, because we're so connected into that, that energetic lines of Earth. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, the next one is, it said that at the beginning was when it was the Garden of Eden, that it was there was giants and gigantic flowers. No, gigantic flowers and gigantic plants. Was that part of? I mean, if there were giants back then, I would think that they would have to have gigantic flowers and gigantic plants to go with them.
Absolutely. And remember, again, what came up very first card was that feeling that was much lighter. Like these flowers may have been like sparkling with energetic light rather than being such a tangible density that we now have. So everything was, and it might not have taken much nutrient at all. It might have been completely
just the energy. They were probably pulling energy from the ether.
Yeah. I just got goosebumps when you said that. So so that beautiful, we're surrounded with this prana, with this energy. And so that's exactly right. It's so different. So for us to try and comprehend that, we have to allow ourselves to go into this place of imagination, because often imagination is when you get your channeling and your that truth coming through. So let's have a look and see. Yeah, look at that. You got that same card again, the one where I said I could see that this being was powerful but light and gentle at the same time. So yes, that's just confirming for me what we've been talking about.
The flowers and the giants,
size of the
gigantic
trees
flowers.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I wonder if that's why the redwood trees in California
are so big. I was just thinking about the trees.
I bet you that's where they're from.
So I'm getting, Jasper's actually showing me the template. So they're holding the template of that time.
Oh, the redwoods?
Any gigantic trees like that, to me, they're holding the template. Yeah, because we're all templated, okay? So let's just have a look and see if that's okay.
Here we go. Let me show you this. Okay, let me share. So these are the redwoods.
Aren't they beautiful?
Yes. So these are the redwoods. I am dying to go there to see them and hug them and just sit with them.
They're massive. In Western Australia, we have hardwood trees as well. They don't grow in many places in Australia, but in WA we have the jarrah tree, which is a hard redwood, and they were massive. You could drive cars through underneath them.
I have seen
Beautiful.
pictures of that.
Yeah, and it was when I was only about 13. I lived down in the country, quite close to the area where they grew. So we did this like week's trip, and they were just majestic. And then I went back probably about 8 or 9 years later, and they had been logging them. They were logging, Bunnings were logging these hardwood trees. Like it was just, they'd just decimated so much of the area. So people were going down to try and, of course, people were going down to try and stop it. And, it was just a nightmare. So, but I love that feeling of being around them. It's magical.
So ask if the redwoods are connected to the giants then.
I did that. So we've got the magician. So to me, this is bringing heaven to earth. So there's definitely, and then we've got our beautiful 7 of Pentacles, which is to me seeding. So this is about putting template. Remember that word template I used? So this is about seeding with the template. And there's our Chariot. So this is the movement through from that process. I've got the hit to really look at this Chariot. And look at the sphinxes there. So I feel that there's that balance again, that black and white with the sphinx and the energy from magical times. It's templated into our world, still holds templates of those times. And we do too. We're templated.
Yeah.
So
wow. Yes. Wow. Beautiful. Okay. We already talked about that it was the cradle of one of the 7 races of humanity.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs. He mentions that they were dinosaurs there.
Wow. Because there's so much, like, were dinosaurs made up? Were they just giant bones they were finding instead? Are there really dinosaurs? Have they ever been on Earth? It's a really big question, isn't it? Because that is what that paleontology is what a lot of our history has been based on.
Yeah.
So we want to see, were there such creatures as dinosaurs as we maybe perceive them today and we've been told?
Yeah.
Let's have a look and see. Oh, I love this. This is so good. Wow, interesting. Whew, okay. This is fascinating because we've got the Knight of Cups. Now, to me, the Knight of Cups is bringing through a message or a gift. So and the Queen of Cups, so this is emotional. So the Queen of Cups is a contemplator of, what's gone on, what's happening. And then again, we've got our Page of Pentacles. Now, remember, this is like a new beginning with something that's being created. So I feel that there could have been some of the beings they talk about could have been in existence, because our King of Swords has come up. So this is, again, words creating with the mind. So I feel that there could have been, maybe not all of them, but some of them.
Some of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So were they then, if there were some, was that the beginning of the dinosaurs or the end of the dinosaurs?
Yeah, good question. Okay, so is this the beginning or the end? Cool. I feel it was the end. Yeah. So it was the end.
Me too.
Yeah, because the cards I've got coming through are the 3 of Swords, which is something that's happened that's, not great. Then we've got the Hanged Man, so something disappeared or was surrendered into. All right. So, and then we've got the then what we've got here, 5 of Swords has come up. So that's been like a battle or something's gone on, and learning from that. So I would say, that was more towards the end. And like what we've been told is they were huge, they were dense, all of that. So they may have been in a much lighter form, or they might have been completely different.
Yeah, there might have been not the dinosaurs that we are aware that we've seen. Yeah.
Yeah, to the first cards. And now remember, though, the ones that have survived. Look at our beautiful crocodile.
Yes.
That is an ancient archetype. It's been around. It's survived everything, a bit like cockroaches probably. And but you know, because they can slow their heart rate down to something like 2 beats a minute.
Yeah.
So so that's a definite coming through from ancient times as well.
Right. Okay. Was Sumeria connected to Lemuria?
Oh, now Sumeria is on the bottom of Africa, isn't it? Is that Sumeria, or was this ancient?
I have no idea.
Let's just ask, because I don't know either. Was Sumeria connected to Lemuria?
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, and Jasper's got some stuff as well, so I'll bring that through with the cards. Let me just see which one. That one or that one? It's that one. Okay, so the world. So it looks like there was some connection at some stage with that world card that's come up for me. So it was an aspect of the world, and then we've got our Four of Swords, which is a mystery. So it was hidden, and then the Chariot. So again, this is there was a movement. So they were together. There was some connection for a time, but then it's moved. And Jasper's saying that. He's actually showing me that. I'm getting the images of them sort of separating, and one's going into a deeper aspect or into another whole realm, or so I don't know, but that's what's coming through.
So there is a connection then.
There is. It feels like what I was seeing and what the cards were saying, it was a fairly short, it wasn't a long big connection, there was a shorter connection.
Yes, that's what I think it says it on the video.
Oh really? Okay.
But I don't remember.
Yeah, but this is why it's good I don't watch the videos, because it's really nice just to get the confirmation as much as we can.
Wasn't Sumeria those big, huge, weren't they giants? Like in those drawings that you see, the carvings, they always show the Sumerians like really huge.
Yeah, they could
holding like a little lion, like a lion. It's almost like a cat size.
Okay, let's just ask. Let's see if that's what is right, if that's what we're actually what we're tuning into. Temperance card. So that to me is, again, it can be an angelic, something bigger than life, something that's a little bit otherworldly. So and let me just, gosh, the cards are hot today. Oh my gosh, you cannot make this stuff up.
Again.
Yes, I would say that's a yes. It's sort of really showing us with just those two cards alone. So and it's funny how this happens with the cards. Like, I'm not even splitting them. I'm getting my hand and running it across them, and the ones that want to come out are really hot. So that's I would say yes.
Yeah. It's almost like this, like the giants kind of went their own way and became Sumeria, while the rest of the stuff kept happening over here. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, Elisa, a card just flew out. It was that one again. I just cannot make this up. This just is it flew. We're getting
a yes.
Yes, a yes. And
what I was saying.
And so this is how I see it as well. It's like realms beings that have a similar vibrational frequency, we co-create. So they're creating their own realm, their own aspect of experience within the dimensions of the earth plane, is how I see it.
Okay. Yeah. So then, we're gonna cover Sumeria, because that was going to be our show today. But for some reason, because we had talked about Atlantis, there was a connection to Lemuria. I figured let's do Lemuria since it's connected to Atlantis, our last show, and then we can do Sumeria. But it's funny because now we go from Atlantis to Lemuria, and then Lemuria, now look, it's connected to Sumeria. So it's
perfect.
Like perfect.
It's always perfectly orchestrated, especially, especially when, everyone in the chat has questions and stuff. It just brings it to where it naturally needs to go, which is why it's good to be flexible.
Yeah. So then we can ask these questions next time about Sumeria. Is it in Iraq? Is it in Iran? Are they Anunnaki? So all that stuff we can ask next time when we do Sumeria. And Patricia, hey Patricia, is asking about Mu, and you had mentioned that Mu is Lemuria, even though I kept hearing that it was two separate places. So go ahead and tell your explanation.
So my understanding when I see Lemuria and Mu was an aspect on Earth with Lemuria, so there was similar. However, again, it went on to create its own realm, so interdimensionally. So Mu was it was sort of a little bit like Lemuria. It's how it probably would have begun, is through the beautiful gaseous, electromagnetic aspect of creation, and heat and everything else it took. But I feel it moved into another whole dimension and became something else, but I'm not sure what. So that's sort of my only understanding.
Did we ever throw the cards on that to see?
I think we did. I think there was a time where they were different and separate. So they were very similar. They existed at the same time as Atlantis. So Atlantis, Lemuria, and Mu. I've always seen them at some point existing
at
together.
the same time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then they are separate then. It's separate to Lemuria.
It became separate to Lemuria.
Okay, so yes.
It's like now, okay, let's look at it now in our relevance. We have a Middle Earth, we have beautiful dimensions that we can visit once we are at that frequency, and we're coming from our heart. So it could be really similar to that. So they're actually the dimensions that are in the same time frame, whatever. So, and they just go into a whole different realm. But let's check. Yeah. So my question was around how would they create? Yes. Okay. Yeah, we're getting a yes on that because, yep, I've got the Empress card. Now, to me, this is the beautiful creator. This is, birthing. So they were birthed. I feel they were birthed in a very similar way. And this is what's happened. And then we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So that's actually confirming that. Okay. So because Pentacles are creating a reality, and that's sort of like a yes. And then we've got the Page of Swords. So to me, this is someone that's they're asking questions, and the sword's massive. So this is where I feel there is a split. Like there was something happened to actually create a new, because the page is always youth and new, to create a new aspect for those worlds.
So then was it sort of like, for example, like the people that left Atlantis and created Telos, right? So yeah, that's kind of what I feel like happened here. Like the higher vibrational beings left Lemuria to start Mu. Is
well
that what happened?
That's a great way to put it. So because it was like they created their own land, they created their own place of being, their own space, but it was still in existence when Lemuria was in existence, as was when Atlantis. So yeah, that was actually a good way to put it, Elisa. Okay. So I'll just double confirm that's what we're getting. So yeah, beautiful. Yeah, so the first card is the Five of Cups. So this is leaving something. This is like grief around losing something. So it was like having to lose something. And then we had our Judgment. So this is when truth comes out, aspects legal law of attraction, if you're talking about law in these sort of ways. And then we've got our Four of Wands, which I love. This is, to me, creating a castle, creating a home. So they created their own place that was relevant to their vibration frequency and philosophies and whatever.
Oh, so I'm right. Or it sounds like I'm right.
You said it well. See, look at you go and your intuition.
Yes, it's getting better.
It is amazing.
So they asking me to ask about Adama, but I thought Adama was Telosian. So I'm not sure how Adama is.
Adama came from the Anunnaki. I haven't heard of that. I haven't looked a lot into them, but I can ask and see if it's a aspect of it, if you'd like.
Well, Adama is somebody that people. Oh, where did it go?
There it is.
That people channel. But my understanding was that he's from Telos, which the Telosians came from Atlantis. So,
okay,
I don't know. I don't know what to ask about it, other than was he Lemurian or was he Telosian?
Oh, interesting. Well, again, I keep getting the message. So the Nine of Cups has come up. So, and then the Sun card. So it was from a place that was desirable to be in, that was, you know, fulfilling wishes and dreams and everything that we wanted. And then the Moon card came up. So this is going into an aspect that is maybe not so comfortable. That is, so if I look at the Moon card here, it's like it's changing. So it's changing from where it is and coming out onto the land. If you look at that beautiful crayfish, I call them crayfish.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, yeah, there was a shift. So all these beings, they would have had huge aspects within them. Like we have some aspects within us still of Lemuria and Atlantis. And so they might have had more of that Lemurian aspect within them and then brought that through with Atlantean technology. Because remember, our Dolphin card this morning was reminding us that it actually brought the Lemurian aspect into Atlantean technology. So that could be very what's happened into Talos. That's just how I'm seeing it playing out.
Okay.
So I don't know if that makes sense.
Let's ask if he was originally from Lemuria.
Okay. I feel he was with those cards because.
Okay, got it. Okay, so that's what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, he had a huge Lemurian aspect to him as well. So let me just double check that. But that was those cards are like full on best cards in the pack. Yes. Oh, here we go. 1, 2, 3. So we've got our Three of Pentacles, which is there's some sort of contract being signed, whether it was a soul contract or something that he wanted to experience. And then we've got the Ace of Swords. So he could hold that energy of Lemuria as it shifted, because we've got our Ten of Wands, which is a spiritual card, and it's a finishing and then a beginning of something new.
Yeah.
He could hold that energy through from Lemuria to Atlantis through to whatever aspect then was set up.
Yeah.
Because remember, beings used to live for thousands
Yeah,
of years.
they said 2000 Lemurians lived 2000 years.
Yeah, because they were light essence. They didn't need the sustenance. They didn't have this heavy density body that we're experiencing in this lifetime.
Yeah, and that's why in this video they go through and explain all of that too. So is there any way to find out like the accuracy of this video that I posted?
Okay, I'll use some kinesiology for this. I can go through and do a percentage of the kinesiology up through to 100% of the accuracy, and we'll give and take a little bit, because, you know, of course, some things you're never going to get it perfectly right how it truly was. So with that intention in mind, I'm just going to check through with the kinesiology for the accuracy of this video. About 75% accurate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's coming up.
Yeah. So I will post the link in the description of the video, because I put it on the chat, but I'm also going to put it on the description of the video.
I was just asking, is that correct? And I got an Ace of Pentacles, which is, yes, that reality. So there's some aspects that might be completely off, but there might be some aspects where there's some truth in between it that, you know, so yeah. So that's pretty high.
Yeah. That's pretty high. Okay. So my last question is, what I was telling you before, that's supposedly where the mantras came, that at least the people from India were able to keep alive all the way from Lemuria, the mantras that started there.
Let's see if that's actually correct information. Okay, that one's hot. Take you out. Ooh, okay. That one's hot. Wow. That one's hot. Yeah, okay. This is fascinating. We've got the Tower card. So definitely the huge changes, as we know, tower means big changes. Sometimes it can be very positive. Sometimes it's pretty huge, but something positive.
Oh no, did I lose her or is that me? Guys, can you let me know if I lost her or if it's me? She froze. Okay. All right. All right. So I wanted to answer the question. Somebody told me that somebody was asking me if my background is the seed of life. And it's not. It's actually Metatron's cube. Metatron's cube. And it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful background. If you look up Metatron's cube, oh, there's Maree. You should be able to find it. Hello, welcome back.
I don't know what happened there. Everything just started spinning.
Yep.
Wow. So where did we get up to? Do you want me to?
You were telling it was a big, huge change from that card, the Tower card.
Yes, the Tower card, and then of course the Judgment card, which is around. To me, in this scenario, this is around law of attraction, frequency, vibration. So things changed. However, the Five of Cups has come up. So what I'm seeing is there was a lot lost. But if you look at the two cups in the background, some of it was kept. So I would say that, yes, some of it actually was kept from that time with that magic almost.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. It sounded true to me and made total sense the way it was explained, because in the video they explained why the mantras were created and what they were used for. So it was just so super interesting. So I definitely suggest you guys do watch that video. And Maree, it's time to go. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you, Maree. And next time we're going to talk about Sumeria. Bring your questions about Sumeria. Also, everybody, reminder, the Starseed Connection is next Saturday. Starseed Connection next Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So that's going to be around 9 p.m. London time. Noon for people in the Pacific Coast, and for people like Maree, they can't make it. That's 5 a.m. her time.
I'll be pushing out Zeds.
But very good. Thank you guys so much for your questions. I really, again, appreciate you being here and providing us with some questions. It's always fun to have other ways to look at things. So we love you. Thank you, and we'll see you soon. And don't forget to visit magicmaree.com to get a session with Maree.
Yeah, and I'm just in the process of setting up because people have been asking me for meditations and help with learning. So I'm going to set up a once a month live Zoom thing so that you can come on if you want to be a part of that. My IT girl's just setting that up for me. So I'll let you know once that's up and running, and that'll be just so beautiful to meet like-hearted people. People are going, I can't talk to anyone about this stuff. They think I'm crazy. So it'll be really nice to have like a room where we can all get together and do that. So it'd be fun.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.